Hello everyone! Today we're taking a new genre of writing. Now in grade 3 you have taken a couple of writing genres, and one of them was the personal narrative, wherein you have to write about something that happened to you or something that is about you. We also wrote a persuasive paragraph wherein you have to convince in your writing, you have to convince people or the readers about a specific topic. We wrote a paragraph that compares, wherein you'd have two things and you have to compare them. We wrote expository, wherein you have to find real facts and real information about a topic. Now, this week we're introducing a story. Now, writing a story is more interesting than the other genres because when you write a story, you get to be creative, you get to use your imagination, and unlike the expository text or the expository paragraph, wherein you had to have real facts. In a story, it's a different case because you can actually create events, create characters, create the plot, create everything. Okay, now let's see features of a story. Like, what makes a story a story? Okay, that's what features are. How do I know that this is a story or this is a good story? Stories can be real or make-believe. So if you write a story, you can write a real story about something that really happened to you. Or you can write a make-believe. What's a make-believe? It's a created story or a made-up story wherein the events could be anything. They could be real, they could be unreal. You could have magic, you could have creatures that don't exist. You could have anything from your imagination. That's a make-believe. Okay? So a good story, these are the points that the good story must have. A good story must have an interesting beginning, middle, end. Now, it's very important for your story to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Let's take the story of Little Red Riding Hood, for example. Everybody knows that story, right? In the beginning, the girl Red's mother gives her a basket and tells her, go take it to grandma, but don't talk to strangers. That's the beginning. In the middle, what happens? She actually meets a wolf, and the wolf tells her to pick up flowers, and he tricks her. And in the end, the wolf tries to eat Red and her grandma, but then he does not succeed. Now that's a beginning, a middle, and an ending. Now imagine the story of Little Red Riding Hood if there is no ending, just the beginning where her mother gives her the basket, and the middle where the wolf tells her, tricks her. Would it be a good story? Of course not, because we would not know the ending, right? So that's why a story must have all three, a beginning, a middle, and an ending. Next, a good story has a plot with a problem that needs to be solved. What's a plot? A plot is the storyline or how the events take place and happen in the story. So a good story must have a plot and a problem that needs to be solved. Okay? So again, like in the story, The Little Red Riding Hood, what was the plot or what were the events? It was that the mother told her not to talk to strangers, and the problem was that Red actually talked to a stranger, and it was a wolf, and the wolf tried to trick her. And what was the solution in that story? In the end, a farmer came and saved them. Okay? Now, a good story has characters who make things happen and a setting where the action takes place. Keep in mind, in a good story, we have a beginning, a middle, and ending. We have a good plot or the events of the story. We have characters. Who are characters? They make things happen. Like in the story Little Red Riding Hood, the character is Little Red Riding Hood, her mother, the wolf, grandma, the farmer. These are the characters who will make the things happen. And there is a setting where the action takes place. The setting is the place where the story takes place. For example, in the Little Red Riding Hood, again, the setting is Little Red Riding Hood's home first, and then the woods where she meets the wolf, and then grandma's home. That's the setting. That's where it happens. Okay. A good story uses describing words to tell about the characters, setting, and events. What are describing words? We took this in the grammar for the past 2 weeks. Adjectives are describing words. Now, a good story must have describing words or adjectives. A lot of them. Why? Because describing words can give us a visual or can give us a picture of how things look. So, for example, instead of saying the day was nice, or instead of saying the day was nice, you can add and say it was a sunny, beautiful day. So when I added sunny and beautiful, these two adjectives, what did they do? They gave us a visual. It made you feel the day more and see it more. Okay, so that's why when you add describing words or when you add adjectives, it makes your story more and more interesting.